a hammer-on literally is just like tapping the neck of your guitar, the fretboard. But that's not tapping, okay? It's hammer-on. Tapping is different. We'll get to that later on. But a hammer-on you can practice just by tapping your fingers. Like that. Okay? That's the first exercise that I want you to do. Just tapping 2 fingers. Your first and your second fingers. Anywhere on the fretboard. Okay? Just keep on doing that. Okay, so now seriously, hammer-on involves 2 notes. The basics are 2 notes. 1 lower note and 1 higher note. So in our fretboard, that is 1 lower fret and 1 higher fret. You can use your first and second finger for this first one, okay? You can choose any fret. I'm gonna choose the 5th fret and the 6th fret. So I'm gonna pluck the 5th fret first. And then hammer on my second finger on the 6th fret. I'm using the first string, okay? So, there. That is the very basics of the hammer-ons. Now, the second note, when you hammer on your second finger on the 6th fret, you don't pluck that note. You don't pluck that. Okay, so again, hammer on. You pluck the 5th fret of your first string. And then hammer on with your second finger on the 6th fret. You don't pluck that, okay? I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna repeat it. Notice my distortion pedal is turned on so we can hear clearly the hammer-ons. So that's the first one. You can hammer on with a different note, different finger, first finger and the 3rd finger, for example. So the 5th and the 7th fret. You can also hammer on with your pinky. So you use your first finger and your pinky. Now I'm gonna hammer on from the 5th fret to the 8th fret, using still the first string. There you go. Now practice hammering on with different fingers on different frets. You can use the 12th fret, for example. 14th fret and 15, 17 and 18. Even higher, even lower. And you can also hammer on from 0 fret to another fret, to another higher fret, like 0 and 2. 0 and 3. I notice how I use different fingers. You can practice with different fingers. So 0, 2, 0, 3. I use my first finger for this one. And also, you can also hammer on with 2 fingers, with 3 notes, by the way. So 0, 3, and 5, for example. You can hammer on with 4 notes, 0, 3, 5, and 6, for example. Like that, okay? From 0, 7, and let's say 10. You can experiment. Okay? Now, when you're repeating the movement, you tend to and then stumble along the way. The mindset is in your head, you should emphasize the first beat always. So it's like da 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 1 2 3 1 2 3. So if I'm hammering on 3 notes, so 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3. So that's what you have to think about in terms of rhythm. So you don't stumble. You're playing it steady. Okay. Now if you're playing 2 notes on a hammer-on, so you can you should think 1 and or da 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 da. Emphasize the first beat. It's the first note. The next exercise for the hammer-on is hammering on different strings. Okay, so hammer on like 5/7 on the first, 5/7 on the second string, 5/7 on the third, and so on. So you can practice that. Going up to the fretboard, but usually the natural way to do it is going down from on the fretboard. So going down from, when I say going down, it's from literally from the 6th string going down. So you can hammer on from the 6th string. Don't mind the melody, don't mind the notes. It's just for exercise, for practicing your fingers. So it doesn't matter. The notes doesn't matter. It's just for your fingers. Like that. So you can also practice with 1 and 4 finger. That's 5 and 8th fret. Okay. Also practice with 1 and 2. Okay, so there are many ways to practice hammer-ons and pull-offs.